4, get my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout. Take a look and see a beautiful morning that turns into a beautiful evening, and together make a beautiful life. And if you wanna see, then come along with me, that's right. And if you wanna...
Well, a treasure that's fairly new to the area is the Indiana Dinosaur Museum, but there is much more than just dinosaurs here. I have our friend Mark with us. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Experience Michiana. This is my first time being in this space, and just walking in, it is overwhelming, it is beautiful. I'm excited to see everything that you guys have to offer here, because it is more than just a dinosaur museum, right?
Well, it is. It's a nature park, the Continental Divide Park. It's the chocolate company, which has been a traditional favorite for over 30 years. And we have a bakery here and a restaurant and 100 acres to explore.
That's tremendous. Oh my gosh. And I'm so excited. Dave and I get to be together today. We're not always together, but today we're going to be exploring everything that you guys have here.
You know, the last time, I'm not sure, you're not the only person that does crazy things in this area. Courtney likes to put like 90 Christmas trees at her house. So that's the last time I actually got to see her, was at her house for Christmas for those trees.
Yeah.
But you also, it seems like, to do things that are fiscally irresponsible. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah.
Now
Larger than life.
Now this is wonderful. And I came here recently with my daughter, who was 2 at the time, and my wife. And the experience here, it really is an experience. That's something that you must have really put a lot of effort into.
Well, you know, people are paying for experience. They call it an experience economy, and I've kind of developed that in South Bend with the assets we have. The Continental Divide, God put that here. You know, so I just highlighted it, and we have a trail now, and the dinosaurs I dug up, and God put them there too. So.
And was that the starting point for you, or what made you decide on this space in particular? Because you were already doing some of these things individually, right?
Right. I was, you know, we had the dinosaur for 30 some years. We had the chocolate tour.
Yeah.
But then I developed this hobby of digging up dinosaurs, and the mayor and the city of South Bend they were incredibly supportive of this vision, because tourism is an industry, you know. And so I put all 3 of them together, and it seems to be, I think it's going to be a national attraction, not just a regional one.
Yeah, I love that. And how long have you been working with dinosaur fossils? I mean, that's
since
a
about
passion of
2001.
Oh, quite some time.
I just found one that's new to science too.
Really?
It's going to be named after me, I hope.
Oh my gosh,
It's incredible.
That's
yeah.
Okay, very good.
So it's not just a rubber dinosaur museum. It's somewhere between entertainment and science.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, and there are real fossils here.
Of course. Yep.
Well,
It's a real dinosaur museum.
Me. No, but one thing I did notice as well, and even today, and it's not just a fluke, when we came in, like the hospitality here, that's something, as much as people will be impressed by the exhibits, I was equally impressed by the staff's enthusiasm for this.
Well, you know, I'm very proud to be from Indiana, and Hoosier hospitality is something we were known for, and it's been watered down by, people in our culture, but I'm very proud of Indiana, and one of the great things we have is our personality. We never had things like money.
I don't know. No, and again, obviously the Dinosaur Museum is part of the big attraction here, which we're going to head in there first.
Great.
So I think that's the first thing we should see. And tell me a little bit about where it starts, because these doors are magnificent.
Well, it starts, I learned by doing. And I go to a lot of museums, and gosh, they have great collections, but there's too much Latin and not enough entertainment. So it starts with an inspirational film, because science and dinosaurs should be inspirational.
Yeah.
So we start that way.
I love it. All right, let's head inside.
Let's go.
All right.
So Mark, as you come in here, the first thing you're greeted with is a storyteller that works here. Why was that important to get people into it?
Well, a lot of museums have great specimens, but they're kind of devoid of people.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to tell the story. So if you want, someone will just talk your ear off.
Yeah, I like it, but everybody seems so enthusiastic. I know I mentioned that, but why this piece? Why do you start this way? Because obviously when you start, you want to make an impression.
Yeah,
right?
we want to make an impression, and the dinosaur, you can reach out and touch it. It's not on a podium. But if you look behind us, the Tarner Quarry, for 8 years, I found a sauropod, which is a long neck that's new to science.
Yeah.
And I want people to know that anybody can do this. I'm a non-degreed professional, and I love long necks, and so we started it out with a bang.
I like it. Can you show me a little bit, because this is
let's go.
a little bit about your story and how you got started here, right? And so the Tarner Quarry. So is that actually the name of the quarry? Do you have a quarry?
That's the name of the quarry. And there, during the Jurassic period, there were huge rivers and a bunch of dinosaurs died in this one location. And if you look in the distance there on that photo, that's Yellowstone in the distance.
Oh, wow.
I had one of the best views in the world.
Yeah.
And I dug there for 8 years, and we found a dinosaur that's new to science, over 1,000 bones.
Nice. Can I bring my camper out sometime?
Yes, you can.
You're on camera, so
Well,
you know.
I'm in Wyoming now, so you won't find me there.
Oh, okay. So I won't find you here. But no, so this is wonderful. Which one is kind of like do you have like a pride and joy of things, or is it like, what was the first one you found? Or
you know, the first dinosaur, and we're going to see her later on, is Juliet. She has skin on her.
Okay.
And it's kind of a rare thing, and I'll let you see some of the skin.
All right, maybe we should just go have a look at that. So.
Okay.
Before we go see the dinosaur with the skin, because that sounds cool. We're so used to just seeing them in bone form, right? We don't get to see. Tell me about like some of these displays, like so big, so bold,
well,
so
this
in your
one,
face.
you know, everybody has trouble explaining time. And so I thought if we did it in 3 stories, that whole design there is 3 stories tall. But the Earth's been around about 4.6 billion years. We haven't been around that long.
No.
Even complex life is only the last 543 billion years.
And so we get so caught up in our little 80 years if we're lucky, right? We get so caught up in everything, and we're just part of a little
We're all going to be extinct, and then
we're all going to be dug up someday.
But we tell the stories of humans too.
Yeah.
And we've been around about 7 million years.
Yeah.
Which we need to be have a caution. You know, that's about how long every species lasts.
Yeah. We're about there. I know that my daughter's favorite, and I know it's a favorite with the kid, is the sandbox over here. You know, I said to her at one point, I was like, you know, we probably just could have brought you to a beach, you know, but they really do love that.
Do you want to come over and look at that?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I want to look at
Well,
everything.
that's one of our innovations, is the U-Dig quarry.
Yeah.
So we have the traditional dig sites where kids can dig up bones, you know, and we have this sort of high-tech one here. They love that. But this is an innovation. So you guys, we actually have a real, this is a real dinosaur footprint.
Oh, really?
A real one, yep.
Wow.
And you can dig, anywhere you dig, you can find a fossil.
You'll find something. Okay, let me have a look.
Let's see what you got there.
All right, let's see. How
Even anybody can find a fossil.
is that something here? I don't know. Is it small or is it big?
No, you're gonna have to.
Oh,
you're gonna have to tell me.
All right.
I found one right here.
You found one already?
That is a shell.
I would have just thought that was a stone. Is that? How do you get good at telling the difference?
I don't know. Now that's a stone.
Okay, like as somebody who has a 3-year-old, she loves getting her fingers in the dirt. I mean, that's just something we're born
Yeah,
with.
we don't do your laundry though.
No.
You know, another thing we did too is we have a mammal in each area, so that you can compare and contrast. Like in the long neck area, the sauropods, we have a giraffe. Here we have a kudu, so you can compare the horns of a modern mammal with those of a triceratops.
It's great to show that it's like, it's not just this distant thing, it's still part of
Well,
our...
you know, what I've learned is that life is a continuum. You know, we see it as these segments, it's not.
No.
And so that story just unfolds. And the neat thing is we're all a small part of that story.
Yeah.
It's amazing to be alive.
Oh, it's such a gift. I love it.
This is a model of a dinosaur, a duckbill that I found. That's the tail of the duckbill. And we haven't started working on it yet, but it has bones on one side and skin on the other.
Wow.
So, and I'll show you a little bit of the skin that I found.
I bet the process to kind of get it out, it must be just painstaking.
Well, we have to train someone, and very few people in the world even know how to deal with skin. Only about 15 or 20 pieces of skin have ever been found.
Wow.
And I'm going to show you one of them. But can you see it? See down there, the skin? It's right on the crust. They look like cells, like little
Almost like
hexagons.
scaly.
Yeah, scaly.
Yeah.
And so this is the tip of that tail.
Wow.
It's amazing.
And as you said, only 15 or 20 in the whole world have ever been found with skin?
Yeah.
Is there like genetic testing then on that skin? Or
You know,
not genetic, but some
there's,
kind of
yes. I don't know if it's genetics, but there are leftovers where we may be able to tell the color of the skin because these leftover mineralized parts that were in the colors of skin. So I want to have eventually one of the world's largest collection of dinosaur books, memorabilia, and have a real research library. Here's a picture of me hard at work too.
Yeah. That was a natural pose, right? You didn't know the camera was there. That's just how you. But I know next we're going to head outside because although there's a lot of magic in here, there's a lot of magic that's happening outside on a lot of acreage as well. So, all right, we're going to head outside with Courtney.
Okay, Mark, when you come to the Dinosaur Museum, you might not be ready for a hike, but there is an opportunity to hike, right?
Well, yeah, we have about 5 miles of trails. And this one is where you start, your adventure begins, and you make a hike up to the Continental Divide. It's 840 feet above sea level, and you get to go through a prairie, and we have buffalo, and we just have some new babies this year.
Which is amazing because there aren't a lot of buffalo in Indiana, are there?
No, there used to be. You know, it was on our state symbol and our flag. And we've forgotten that the prairies began here. I think Indiana's kind of bad at telling its story. The prairies actually began right in South Bend and extended out west.
Really?
Yeah, there were patch prairies here. And the early explorers, LaSalle and Charlevoix and all these guys mentioned the beauty of it.
Uh-huh.
So.
And you're bringing it back here.
Well, we're trying to bring it back. You know, we drained a lot of the swamps, and this is our little way of developing in harmony with nature, instead of the way we've traditionally developed.
And talk about that, because there's a lot that you're doing that is focused in the nature realm.
Well, I don't know nature. We're going to continue to develop, and I don't know why we can't develop a model where we give leave a home for nature.
Yeah, it's a very sustainable cycle.
Yeah, there's fox and deers and everything out here, and we're connected now to the Leidig Bog. And the governor has given us money to build the Continental Divide Trail, and hopefully it goes all the way to Potato Creek State Park.
And why is it important to focus on the Continental Divide here?
I don't know. It's a tourist attraction. It's something that's an asset that's undiscovered.
Yeah.
It's always been here, and we just want to tell that story and do a little good for nature too.
Now, for the trail itself, is it all paved?
It's not all paved.
Okay.
There are different surfaces.
So what kind of accessibility do we need to know of for it?
Well, we have some accessibility, but not complete.
Okay.
So, and we're going to eventually pave it all, but there's a little stretch of gravel.
Good for people to know. All right,
Good.
We're going to head up towards
Let's
there?
go.
All right, let's do it. Okay, we are up the hill, moving into the Continental Divide. And this is it? Like, do I walk right here?
No, you're right on it right now, and I'm frankly out of breath.
It's not too bad of a path. For those folks who are coming up here, this is doable, it's manageable, and mostly, at least as far as we've gotten here, it's easy to access too. So, I mean, we're right here. How many Continental Divides are there in North America?
Well, there are 5, and
Okay,
I have
so we're just
I
on
have
one
a
of
little,
them.
we have
there's a map here.
informational, just like a national park. There are 5, and we're here now in case you get lost.
Good to know.
And
you can see this is worn down because everybody's going.
Everybody touches that, and they take their
Where are
pictures
we?
there. You know, this has been amazingly successful. No one thinks of Indiana and thinks of the Continental Divide, and it was just here.
Sure.
And also, our history in the city is tied to all the glacial erratics that you see around here, the boulders, the Plymouth Rock the grotto at Notre Dame, Tippecanoe Place, all of our famous buildings.
We have one of our big rocks at our home is one of them as well too. Then we moved it from another space, and I'm sure many people have
there's
this
our history from 13,000 years ago is told right here, and we have a very neat pudding stone. They're very rare today.
pudding stone.
This comes from near Sault Ste. Marie in Canada, a cliff, and it was brought all the way to South Bend, Indiana, 352 miles.
Oh my gosh.
And it contains semi-precious stones, and it tells the story of the glaciers coming from the Canadian Shield.
Yeah, so I mean, this is an important space, especially for folks who are interested in science.
Yes, the
We love this
governor
kind of
said
stuff.
that wondered why the state didn't buy the property. And
Well-
I told him they could if they wanted, if the price is right.
Now it's yours. And it's for everyone to experience now too. All right, let's keep walking.
Okay.
Oh, now I hike this in high heels.
Right.
So I'm sure anybody can make it up here. But we're standing over the buffalo pasture, and I want to point out there are some new friends out here.
Yeah. We have 5 new baby buffalo.
That's amazing.
Calves.
Is
We
that
have
part
5
of a
new
breeding program? Or?
Yeah, I think we want to expand and really have a buffalo preserve, Indiana buffalo preserve here, and this is just the modest beginning.
I love it. Well, I want people to come see it for themselves.
Okay.
But I'm starting to get a little bit hungry. So can we start heading towards the chocolate that I know you for?
There's a lot, yes.
Okay, let's do that.
So I'm now with Jennifer Small, who's the marketing director. And Jennifer, most people will know this organization from the South Bend Chocolate Cafe, whether it's the downtown location or one of your other locations. But so this is obviously a big part of the Dinosaur Museum and this general area.
Yes.
So tell me what you got going on here.
Well, this is very much like if you've been in one of our cafes, it's very much like that in theory. We have a lot of the same products and everything, spread out a little bit different. We have a wider menu for breakfast and lunch. We have just some fun features with our largest wall of caramel corn and so many other little gift items we ship worldwide if you would like to send a gift to someone. You can come here to just get your morning coffee, get treats and stuff, or we do have our chocolate museum, which is right behind the cafe here. It starts through a big Mayan temple that you walk through. It gives you some history of chocolate, then the whole process of how it's made and pulled from the cacao beans and how it's processed all the way into making the chocolate that we know.
Is there an exhibit about why it makes women so happy?
There is not, but there should be.
I mean, that's not part of the museum?
No, it's not. It should be. We should probably look at that.
It should be,
yeah.
and have the 5 phases of the facial expression, starts
the
at the
happiness
frown.
level.
Yeah,
Yes.
the more, or how you can get out of certain
Exactly.
things. So again, obviously chocolate, the South Bend Chocolate Factory and Cafe is a big, part of everything that's in here. How far reaching are these products? Because obviously we know them as here in South Bend, but are they shipped all over the country, all over the world?
They are shipped all over the country. We do have a customer internationally as well.
Yeah.
We have quite a few wholesale customers that you can travel around the United States, and your odds are pretty high you're going to see us in a gift shop.
Yeah.
So we travel to all of our shows all around the year, selling to our customers and to the wholesalers. So.
And you mentioned the museum, so tell me a little bit more about that. We're out here right now because there's about 50 kids in there right now, and we didn't want to get them all on camera, but tell me a little bit about the museum and what's going on.
Yes, the museum's very cool. You start the tour through a Mayan temple.
Yeah.
And we'll have a storyteller in there that walks you through the history. There's a lot to look at, a lot to read, kind of learn about the whole process, and then just some history. There's a lot of old posters and advertising and all types of good things, and then it dumps you into the factory. You take a full factory tour. And then the back end of the tour, there's a timeline of the history of chocolate. It's a very historical tour.
Yeah.
There's a lot to learn, and then you get some samples along the way, and it dumps you out.
Start with that next time.
Start with that
with that next time.
And then it dumps you into the outlet store, which
dumps you. I like the idea of just being thrown out into it.
Dumps you into it right at the end of the tour, which has a lot of our seconds, which are still amazing. They just don't look as pretty, but no one cares. So,
now, I know you mentioned here that you got the cafe for breakfast and
Yes.
things like that, but you also have the public house, which we're going to go to next. So
we do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's
right across the parking lot is
Yeah.
another full-service restaurant. A little bit different menu than here,
Yeah.
but equally
Plus-
as good. Plus that as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We're going to head over there now.
Now, I've been to the location downtown, but we are at the South Bend Public House.
We are.
Which is right on property here at Indiana
Exactly.
Dinosaur Museum, which is great because then if you're spending all day at the museum, you get that hunger, you can just head over here, and I see families here. This is family-friendly spacing.
Very family-friendly. Yes.
I love it.
Yes,
And,
yes.
Okay, we have to talk about the menu. I know we're going to talk about this first because I know you are all looking at it as well, too. This is like one of your signature burgers.
This is the Public House stacked burger that features
like a little bit of
our
breakfast in
egg.
it, too.
Yes, an egg, an over easy egg, bacon, cheese, and our famous upside down burger.
Upside down burger. Okay, let me show you a little bit of that too. That means what does that mean? The bun is upside down?
The bun is upside down. So it literally is when you grab it and bring
Oh,
it
it is.
up
There
to
you
your
go.
mouth, it's right side up.
See, no, that's genius. You guys think of all these kinds
Yes.
of cool things, but you guys also thought of a lot of really cool things in this space too.
We do. It's very community friendly. Has a little bit of Studebaker history. You'll see a lot at all of our public houses. We have a lot of photos of local celebrities,
ask about those. Who
politicians,
are all of them?
friends, neighbors.
I don't see my face on there yet.
Employees. Yes, we have to fix that. So anybody that has been close to us, helping us through the years.
I love that.
And so it's very cool to see some very familiar
Yeah,
faces.
it's an extra tribute to those who really helped along this journey with
Exactly.
you guys.
Yes.
I love that. Now, I see there's outdoor space here too.
Yes, my favorite part of this is our outdoor dining. We have several picnic table style with covers over them. There's little lights on the inside.
Oh, cute.
It's just a very cozy, beautiful place out there to sit and have dinner and talk.
So
and,
for the
you know,
dining here, is it lunch and dinner served?
it's lunch and dinner.
Okay, and when are you guys open until? Do you have special summer hours or is it all year long?
No, it's open all year round. We open at 11 o'clock
Okay.
and then we close at 10 o'clock during the week.
Okay, awesome. And I know I see a little stage over there.
We do. We have some very awesome entertainment. Usually Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
You can check our Facebook page.
Good.
They'll do a weekly list of who's going to be here and when.
I love it.
But a whole range of music, solo players as well as full bands that come here.
I
So it's
love
very fun.
entertainment. You guys can sit outside. You can
Yes.
sit inside. We got to talk about the menu because I know we're just looking at one of these options, but
Yes.
there's kids menus too, right?
We have a kids
You have
menu.
a variety.
We feature Dino Nuggets, of course.
Of course
But
you
yeah, we have a smaller kids menu. Burgers are definitely a popular item. We have about 8 different ones, I think, of different toppings. They're just amazing. And
They are, and
we
I've
have a
had
whole other line
your
of
guys' food. It's
sandwiches, dinners. We have some pasta and some steaks. Some appetizers. We have a very popular Asian tot appetizer, which if you get a ticket to the museum, you get a coupon for a free Asian tot appetizer.
Oh, that's really good
To
to
come
know.
over
So, yeah,
here
just
and have
make
a
it-
snack.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's
Yeah.
perfect. All right, I'm going to try one of the fries because I'm a sucker for fries, and I feel like you could dip your fries in the runny egg
We
too.
completely can.
You can do. Oh, I'm a sucker for French fries. These are delicious.
Yes. We have really good tater tots too.
The food is delicious. I love it here. I love the environment. I love the colors and everything you guys have here too. And I think next door you guys also have the South Bend Farms.
Absolutely.
And we
Yep.
could walk through that door.
There's a door right back there that you can walk right through and get to the
I'm gonna
farms.
take this burger to go, and we're gonna head there next. We're wrapping up our tour here of the Indiana Dinosaur Museum. Now, South Bend Farms is still part of it. When I walked in, I expected to smell goats or chickens or something like that, but I'm overwhelmed with a bakery, if you will.
Bakery,
This is
yes.
wonderful in here. I can see plenty of things, and there are samples, most importantly.
Yes, exactly.
What do you guys have to offer here?
When you come into farms, you will just be overwhelmed with the great smell of bread. We make all of our bagels here for all of our cafes.
Okay.
And then, so all of your breakfast sandwiches and lunch sandwiches, you can choose your own bagel flavor. Everything is made in-house here and delivered
Right here in
daily,
South Bend?
right here in South Bend.
That's incredible.
If you visit one of our public houses, we have 2 locations in South Bend and 1 in Mishawaka. All of the buns on our upside down burgers are made here daily as well.
That's what we're smelling.
And then we're smelling that. And then also we do make our fresh donuts every day. They're little, they kind of taste like elephant ears.
Like a mini carnival donut?
A mini carnival donut.
I like it. It's my favorite.
Thanks for having some here for us to sample.
Ooh, wait, can I grab one? Can I grab
No, there isn't any.
Yes, there is.
Oh, I was being sarcastic. Sorry, I didn't know there was actually any there. So, why do you, as a company, decide to do this? It's obviously a lot more effort to make your own bagels and your own buns. What's the vision behind doing that as opposed to just ordering them in from somewhere?
We're very focused on doing everything locally and having just everything locally sourced, doing things ourselves, having it to be the freshest as possible. So we just have this old bakery on site, and it's so amazing every day of what the bakers are doing and having
Not
it
just that,
available.
but there's salsas and
There's
jams
salsas
too.
and jams. Everything
There's these
is local.
really good cherries. They're
They're-
damn good cherries.
The damn good cherries are a huge draw for us
samples,
this
too.
year. And yes, you can get a sample here at Farms.
I don't know. This is PBS. They might blur out that word, or
They
like
might,
this might be the
but
first
we'll
time
just eat 'em.
Experience Michiana has beeps in it. Like you know. No, I'm just kidding. And so, Courtney, how's the donut?
Well, the donut's delicious. I'm a huge fan of carnival donuts.
Oh my gosh,
but
they're
they
so
come in
good.
12 or 24 packs.
Yes.
So I already looked
Yes.
that up over there. So you can grab those donuts and get your coffee in the morning too. So, which is great.
Absolutely.
What time does this open?
We open at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But the cafe's
At-
open at
The
7.
cafe
Cafe's
opens
open
at
at
7.
Yeah.
And then you can also get fresh bagels over there as well.
Okay.
But yeah, you can stop here on your way out. We got lots of items for gifting, which is very cool.
Which is great.
And another added feature, all of our chickens on our property, you can purchase farm fresh eggs here, as well as the
great.
eggs and the public houses are used.
They're using the eggs from
We're
here.
using our eggs.
See,
yes.
that's when I
So
walked into South Bend Farms, I was like, where is the chickens?
Right,
That's
exactly.
what I was thinking.
Yes.
But you guys have them here on
We actually
site.
have them up on the Continental Divide Park.
And what about the bison burger? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh, too soon,
No,
Dave.
we keep those guys.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I should have
yeah.
said that.
But this is great because everything that you guys have here, just to kind of wrap things up, this is a one-stop place. You can spend all day here. You can come back multiple times. You can grab your laptop and work, grab a coffee, grab some bagels. Everything really is available here for you guys. And I think that's kind of the intention for this space.
Very much so. It's very meant for all ages, all budgets. You can come here, like you said, get a coffee and go to work. You can bring your entire family for the day. You can hike in the trails for free and not tour them. Like, there's so many options here, all price points, all age levels. You can eat, drink, walk, have fun. I mean, learn. Like, there's just so much to do here.
And I know that there are events coming up, so you can follow the several Facebook pages like the Chocolate Cafe
Absolutely.
and the
And
Indiana Dinosaur Museum. You can follow all them and
Yes.
like movie nights and different events that happen.
Exactly.
that's
We
great.
have more events in the fall. We had a Halloween event last year that we're going to do it again this year. We have some Christmas events, and so we do a lot.
And you guys have rental space available as well.
We do have rental space. We do our own catering on site.
Even better.
So we can rent out something as small as a conference room to the public house, to the atrium, whatever your needs are.
This is so great. Thank you so much
You're
for sharing the
welcome.
space with us
Absolutely.
today. This was my first time visiting. I'll definitely be back. Bring my
Oh,
family and
great.
grandkids.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope you guys get the time to come on out here to the Indiana Dinosaur Museum. It's right here in our town.
And Courtney, I'm looking forward to seeing you in person again at Christmas when I see all your Christmas
See you in
trees.
another 6 months.
Yeah, we're not allowed around each other any more than that.
Twice
so.
a year, that's it. Have a good one.
Want more from Courtney, Dave, and Kelly? Follow us on social media and visit our website for exclusive behind-the-scenes content, extended interviews, and full-length features. Stay connected and experience it all today. This WNIT local production has been made possible in part by viewers like you. Thank you.